troops, the Jedi of Believe, and you're here in the office of the Always Believe House. Oh, today we're going to do systems of equations and word problems. Ho, 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 ho. For the first time in your life, you're going to go from a word problem to standard notation. Oh, yes, I did say that. You will go from a word problem to standard notation, which is ax plus by equals c, and you're going to learn how to solve systems of equations with more power using the calculator. Ho, 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 ho. So let's get rocking and rolling. Oh, we're going to have a blast. Okay, a magical whiteboard appears, and we are going to rock and roll. Let's go ahead and do number one. Now then, to make things simple, let's keep putting x and y in our equations, okay? Because that's what we're going to need when we go to the calculator. So always try to use x and y. Okay, so problem number one. They're selling cheesecakes for a fundraiser. Customers could buy cheesecakes, could buy pecan and apple cheesecakes. Shanna sold 4 pecan cheesecakes. Let's do pecan as x. Okay. And she sold 10 apple cheesecakes for y, and that equals to a total, doesn't it? So ax plus by equals c, doesn't it? Okay, Jennifer sold 8 pecan. The pecan will be x, and 9 apple will be y, for a total of 148. That's our total. Ax plus by equals c. So remember, we're going to write standard notation. Ax plus by equals c. You've never done that from a word problem before. These are pretty simple. So our first equation is going to be 8x plus 4y, 8x plus 10y, I'm sorry. 8x, or Jiminy Crickets, 4x plus 10y, 4x plus 10y equals 140. Okay, and then Jennifer sold 8 pecan cheesecakes, so 8x plus 9y equals 148. Now that to do this by hand, we would multiply the top by -2, work down. These numbers are going to be huge by doing it by hand, so I'm about to show you how to do this with more power. Get your calculators out and turn them on. Get your calculators out, turn them on. Now then, this problem wants the price of 1 pecan and 1 apple. Sometimes they may say, what does it cost to 2 apple and 3? So you have to read the problem. The answer may not be the x and y. So hopefully you have your calculator out, and just hit the home button, and let me reduce my screen so you can see my whole calculator here. Sorry about that. Let me get my calculator in here. I hope y'all can see all of this. Okay, we're rocking and rolling. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to type in 4x plus 10y equal 140 into the calculator, but you got to know what to hit. Okay, so everyone hit the home button, and then go to calculate A. You should be at this screen. Okay, and now that I'm going to show you how to do systems, you're going to hit menu, and where does it say algebra? It says algebra at 3. Type in 3. And then where does it say solve systems of linear equations? That's at 2 in it. So you're going to hit 2. Now then, right here, you just hit enter. Don't change anything. And then you get this screen. So menu 3, 2, enter, and you come up to this screen. Now then, we're going to type in the equations. You must use x and y. Don't change that up in the calculator. Always use x and y. So our first equation is 4x plus 10y equal 140. So type in 4x plus 10y equals 10xy plus 10y. This is tedious to type out. Equals 140. A little bit easier if you have a handheld calculator. Now then, once you get the first equation, these may not be in standard, and you can put it in any order. It doesn't have to be like perfect standard, okay? You can put an mx plus b equation in there. Hit the down button after you get the first equation in. Now your cursor's at the second equation. So now we're going to type in 8x plus 9y equal 148. So 8x plus 9y equals 148. Okay? So all I did, menu 3, 2, enter, type in the first equation, hit the down button, type in the second equation, then hit enter. Ho, 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 ho. And the answer shows up. The answer is going to be 5, 12 in it. So my x is going to be 5, my y is going to be 12, right? So go back to your paper, write down x equals 5, y equals 12, and x is your 1 pecan cheesecake, and the y is your 1 apple cheesecake, right? So the problem wants to know what one of each will cost. 1 pecan will cost 5, and 1 apple will cost 12. And please listen. If you have a word problem, you will use the calculator because the numbers will get real big. If the problem is on paper and it's not a word problem, you got to either eliminate or substitute. Do not use the calculator on every time, but on the word problems you can. The most important thing you're learning on this is how to go from the word problem to the equations. Then just type them into the calculator. Let's go to number 2. Okay, a plane traveled 648 miles to Toronto and back. So that means there and back 648. So we're going to do 648 divided by 2, and it's going to be 324 miles one way, right? Now then, this is a wind, this is a rate and wind problem. If you are traveling with the wind will push you. If you're doing against, y'all ran into wind, and okay? So if you're running into the wind, it kind of pushes on you, right? Especially if you're in an airplane, it's going to have a greater effect. It's going to have gravity with it, okay? This is the way you're going to write it down. The plane plus the wind equals the distance. That's with the wind. The plane minus the wind equals the distance. That's against the wind, okay? So we're going to write down 2ax plus by equations. So it took 6 hours to go with the wind. So 6x, the x is the airplane. Let's put x equals plane and y equals wind. So 6x plus 6y is going to equal to 324. So if I add my plane speed to the wind speed, I will get 328. Now then, going back, it took longer, didn't it? It took 12 hours. So 12x minus 12y equals to 324. Okay, so with the wind, and this is confusing, I will not give you a wind problem like this on your test. It's more likely going to be the standard or the mx plus b's like y'all are doing on the worksheets. So 6x plus 6x plus 6y equals 324. That's with the wind. 12x minus 12y equals 324. That is against the wind. Now then, we're going to put this into the calculator. So go to your calculator, and the first one we're going to do, you hit menu 3 to enter. So menu, algebra, systems, then hit enter. Don't touch that screen. And now then we're going to type in 6x plus 6y equal 324. 6x plus 6y equals 324. And then hit the down button. Hit the down button. Okay, then 12x minus 12y. So 12x minus 12y equals 324. Okay, so we have our two equations in. Now then we're just going to hit enter. X will be the plane, y will be the wind. So hit enter, and there we got it. So the x is 81 over 2, which is going to be 40.5. And the wind is 27 over 2, which will be 13 5/10, right? So we want this as speed, so we're going to make it a decimal. So let's go back to our problem. So x is going to equal to 40.5 miles per hour. That's a slow-moving plane. And the wind, half of 27 is 13.5, right? The wind is equal to 13.5 miles per hour. Ho, 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 ho. So remember, you could use the calculator if it's a word problem. I'm not going to make you spend hours doing that by hand. If it is not in a word problem, you either got to eliminate or substitute. So please do not go to Algebra 2 and Geometry and Mr. Toops make us do it by hand. I'm making you do them by hand, but in a word problem, I'm letting you use a calculator. Now then, I'm going to set some of these up, and then you're going to use the rest, okay? Most of these are ax plus by equals c. So let's go to number 3. Okay, remember, we're always using x and y because we got to plug that in the calculator. Okay, so on number 3, Willie sold 5 rolls of plain wrapping paper, that's x, and 10 rolls of holiday y for a total of 2. Do y'all see that your ax plus by equals c is there? So you're just labeling your x and y, and they're going to equal a total. Your c will be your total. And then 12 rows of plain, that's x, and 5 rows of holiday, that's y, and here's your total hill. So let's write them down. So 5x plus 10y equals 210. And then your other one will be 12x plus 5y equals 181. You could multiply the bottom by -2 and eliminate, right? I'm going to let you use a calculator. And remember, it is menu 3, 2, enter, right? And make sure you're answering the questions. Find the cost of each one roll and the cost of one roll of holiday. So you want the cost of one each, right? You just want what x and y is. Let's go down. Number 4 is also an ax plus by equals c. You got vans and buses. Number 5 is going to be an ax plus by equals c. Your vans will be x, your buses will be y. Total right here. Vans x, buses y, the total right here. Okay, find the number of students in each van and bus. Okay, just ax plus by equals c. Number 6, same thing, ax plus by equals c. Turn the page. Now then on this one right here, same thing though. This will be your total, this will be x, this will be y. So you still have ax plus by equals c. We'll do this one together. Then 39, and this is, let's see, the grass is x, the ivy's, make sure your x and y is the same thing or the problem won't work. So on this one right here, we're going to have 14x plus 6y equals 58, and then we'll have 7x plus 5y equals 39, won't we? We could multiply the bottom by -2 and eliminate, just use the calculator. I want you to go from the word problem to the equation more than I want you to do the math. Very important, you could go from the word problem to the equation. Okay, on this one right here, thank you for that sound effect phone. Same thing on this one. Let's see, we're going to have sugar cookies is going to be x and gingerbread will be y wanted. And here's your total. So you're just going to ax plus by equals c. You should be able to set that up. Now then, you will have one of these, okay? These are the tricky ones. This is where you're going to have the most trouble at. I'm going to try to keep it simple since y'all are just learning this. So number 9, we want 2 numbers, and obviously we're going to use x and y. The sum is 15. So x plus y equals 15, and their difference is 1. X minus y equals 1. You could probably use elimination and get this quicker than you can with a calculator. So if you want to use elimination, you can, okay? If the numbers are real big, use that calculator. This right here would give you the x and the y. Okay, and all they want is the 2 numbers, x equals, y equals. Let's go to the next one. The same thing as that one. Don't need to do, y'all should be able to do these. And let's go to 14. The 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 is just the sum and the difference. It's a piece of cake. Okay, and same thing for 14. You should be able to answer all of those, okay? That's a piece of cake. All it is the sum and the difference. So one more on 10. X plus y equals 19. Their difference is 1. X minus y equals 1. Solve for x and y. Okay, these will get a little bit harder on the next lesson. What you're learning to do today is going from a word problem to an ax plus by equals c. Use that calculator. Menu 3, 2, enter. Don't forget that. You won't have that. You're going to have to know that, okay? On problems that are not word problems, you have to use elimination or substitution. Make sure you can do that also. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. You are amazing. You are created to do wonderful things, and you are awesome.